Let me tell you, the night I watched Olivia Bennet walk into the Hartley mansion, you could almost smell the money in the air. Crystal chandeliers, marble floors, people floating around in pearls and tuxedos like they'd never known a day without privilege. But the second she stepped out of that sedan, navy suit sharp, eyes clear, head held high, everything in that place shifted. I wish I could say the world was ready for a woman like Olivia running the show, but you know how it is. Sometimes people don't see a leader until she's standing right in front of them and refusing to bow. The whole room snapped to attention. There was this cold, polite wave of whispers, and just as she crossed the hall, Michael Hartley, the heir to the family empire, looked her up and down and, with that lazy kind of smile only old money can afford, raised his glass and said, "Did someone mix up and bring the help in early?" Yeah, that happened. You could feel the room tense, all the fake laughter cutting the silence, nobody daring to stand up. Not even Richard Hartley, the patriarch himself. Not one person stepped in to defend her, not even a hint of it. Olivia didn't let her composure crack. She smiled politely, excused herself from the table, left her dessert unfinished, and walked out. Heels clicking on that marble like a metronome, pride in every step. That should have been the end of it, right? Just another night when old money thought it could get away with anything, and a black woman in a white man's world was supposed to just take it. But you know what? That's not who Olivia Bennet was, and that moment was never going to be forgotten. Word of her deal, a $900 million partnership, spread like wildfire in the business world. People called it historic, groundbreaking. For Olivia, it wasn't just business. It was a lifetime of breaking barriers, proving people wrong, showing up in boardrooms where no one expected her, and then blowing everyone away with her vision. She was more than a CEO. She was hope for every single person who'd been told to sit down and stay quiet. As the sunset painted the estate gold, Olivia made her exit, looking like she owned every inch of ground she walked on, and every eye followed her. Michael's smirk tried to keep its swagger, but there was a flicker, just a flicker, of something uneasy in his eyes as she paused at the doors, gave one last look to the crowd, and offered a half-smile that was all poise and zero bitterness. She wasn't there to win a scene. She was there to win on her own terms. And outside, in the calm of her sedan, Olivia exhaled, knowing that tonight's battle was just the first shot. Her phone started buzzing, calls from the board, messages from anxious execs. Everyone worried the deal might collapse. She spent the night by her window, watching city lights flicker, replaying memories. Days at university when people whispered, boardrooms where she'd felt alone, the endless fight for respect. She knew the world was watching, and she knew, deep in her bones, that if she went back to the Hartleys now, bowed her head just for money, she'd lose a piece of herself she'd spent a lifetime building. When her closest friend and VP, Sarah, called, voice shaky with concern, Olivia listened quietly. "The board's divided," Sarah said. "Some want to take the deal. Ignore the insult, move on." "Are you sure about this?" she asked. Olivia's voice was steady, even though her heart was pounding. "I am. If we trade our dignity for money now, what will we have left?" The conversation was short, but it was everything. Sarah knew the truth, and so did Olivia. There are some things you just can't sell, no matter the price. That by dawn, Olivia walked into the boardroom, shoulders squared, calm radiating off her. The tension was thick, the stakes clear. Keep the deal, or keep the company's soul. The CFO jumped up, frustrated. "Olivia, you can't do this. The company's survival is at stake." Others argued for compromise, quick apologies, anything to keep the Hartley millions on the table. Olivia listened, then said, quiet but firm, "We don't do business with cowardice. We do business with honor. If we lose everything for standing by our principles, so be it. That's the only way I know to lead." The room went silent. Even the skeptics couldn't argue with that kind of conviction. Olivia wasn't asking for permission. She was showing them how real leadership looks, what it means to put integrity above profit. She made it official. No partnership, no bowing, no trading self-respect for stock price. Then she walked out, head high, leaving behind board members who'd just watched a lesson in dignity. You might think that's where it ends, but let me tell you, the real fireworks were just getting started. Later that day, at a packed press conference, Olivia stood before the world, simple white suit, voice unwavering. "My dignity is not for sale at any price," she said. Reporters threw every question they could: shareholders, stock, risk, emotion. Olivia met each one with the same calm conviction. If defending dignity is called emotional, so be it. I refuse to build my legacy on humiliation and cowardice. Meanwhile, Michael Hartley sat in his family office, watching the crisis grow on his phone, angry at first, then nervous. Then something happened nobody expected. A 2-minute video hit the internet, shot by a staff member, showing Michael's insult in full, crystal clear sound. Did someone mix up and bring the help in early? It went viral in a heartbeat. Hashtag respect is priceless. People calling for boycotts, investors running for the exits. The Hartley stock plunged 18% in a single morning. Board members suspended Michael. Crowds gathered outside headquarters with protest banners. Suddenly, the Hartleys' unshakable empire looked a whole lot less invincible. While Michael and his father Richard scrambled, Olivia's phone rang with partnership offers. Dozens of them, from the kinds of companies she'd always wanted to work with. People who valued ethics, not just profit. Sarah came in beaming. "Olivia, this is a tidal wave. You're a hero out there." Olivia just smiled quietly. "It's not about me, Sarah. It's about the message. Dignity is worth more than money. Always." By week's end, Olivia had landed deals worth more than the original $900 million, but she stayed humble, declining interviews, letting her work and her values speak for themselves. Meanwhile, Michael Hartley, once the golden boy of his family, was alone, shut out by the very world he thought he owned. His father finally told him, "Michael, real power isn't money. It's respect. And you lost it the moment you thought you were above everyone else." Michael, for the first time, felt what real defeat tasted like. Then Olivia was invited to speak at the Global Leadership Summit, her words echoing far beyond any one company or contract. Dignity isn't a luxury for the privileged. It belongs to all of us, and no one can take it unless we let them. She told her story with gentle strength. How success isn't the number on a contract, but the courage to stand firm when it matters most. Her speech brought the crowd to its feet, tears in eyes, hope in hearts. Her story exploded across social media, inspiring young people, women of color, and leaders everywhere to stand up for themselves. In time, universities taught her story, CEOs called her their role model, activists quoted her as a living example that ethics and self-respect are the foundation of real success. Meanwhile, Michael Hartley faded from the headlines, forced to face a world that no longer bowed to his family name. He started, for the first time, giving quietly to charity, trying to rebuild his sense of self-worth. A year after that fateful night, Olivia Bennet stood at the top of her field, admired not just for her business victories, but for the message she carried, that no matter the storm, dignity and self-respect are priceless. And as for you, if you've ever faced a moment when you had to choose between your pride and a big payday, you know exactly what this story is about. So tell us, what's your price? Or is your dignity not for sale, either? Leave your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more stories that prove the true measure of a person isn't what they own, but what they refuse to give away.